the world has seen something like this before. This is not a game. This is your pleasure zone.
Watching us. Hello. Haven't forgotten you, baby girl. This is our dear friend Shelly Elsliger. She is here tonight to join us in the conversation where anything goes.
Hi, everyone.
Are you excited to be here?
I am so excited to be here.
We're so excited. I didn't even know the name of the show there for 30 seconds. Julia, how you doing?
I'm pretty great. Thank you for asking.
Okay, did you guys like our intro? As you can tell, we love music and we love dance and we love, anything to do with dance. I've always believed that music and dance is really good for the soul, no matter what you're going through, no matter how you feel, whether you're having a crappy day or not. I feel like it's a really great part of our day.
Absolutely.
Do you do any dancing in your week or singing or... anything at all? In the shower, maybe?
Not in the shower.
No?
But I have my moments.
Karaoke.
I do have my moments.
Karaoke?
No. More dancing.
More dancing.
Yes.
So I think we need to do a dance video for LinkedIn.
Okay.
I really do.
Okay.
So guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. As you know from last week, if you guys have comments, we hope you do join the conversation. Julia will be checking in. We have to do some recaps, and it's going to be awesome. It really is. So the first thing I think I want to say is, how was the week for everybody? Because I know for me, I felt like it was a good week, but I felt like it was a little overwhelming. Like there was so much going on, and I felt like I was being dragged in like a million directions, and I couldn't catch my breath fast enough. So I don't know if you guys have days like that, but how'd you guys feel about the week?
This week is one of those undescribable weeks. It just passed. There was something every night.
Yes.
I mean, last night I was with the Master Chefs from
Yeah.
Master Chefs Canada.
That. Yes.
So jealous.
So jealous.
It was awesome. Or as they say on LinkedIn, awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce.
And the night before that, I presented about LinkedIn at the Brampton Business Mastermind.
Yep. And I want to hear we want to hear about that a little bit later.
Definitely.
But it was a busy week.
Really busy, and then just got back from Atlanta.
Right, and we are going to get into all things that are Shelly, because Shelly does so much, and she's part of so many different community groups, which is really, really awesome. And Shelly and I have a wonderful history that started our friendship, so definitely want to chat a little bit about that. Julia, your week, if you had to describe it in one word or 10.
Well, a couple words, maybe not 10, but I'm done with the snow. So stay home, snow. Go home.
Stay home. No
so
kidding.
Done with it. I'm finished. I can't. I just want the summer to come.
I know.
We can enjoy it.
I know.
But, the highlight is, of course, this week, and we're going to be talking about it. We had 2 speaking events, Fearless Voices.
Yes,
and
Fearless
Speaker
Voices.
Slam.
And Speaker Slam, absolutely.
So that was amazing. That was really fun. It was a great start of the week. But then, again, the snow.
We're gonna talk about the drivers that we encountered this week for sure. Okay, we have to have a driver segment in Toronto, but definitely want to just give a quick shout out to John from Vaughan and Sandro from Vaughan also, and Shelly actually knows them as well, and she introduced me to them. But we had a great time at the Fearless Voices event Monday night at Dave & Buster's, and it really is, we really do talk about the power of connection and the power of networking, and just feeling very inspired. We talked about this last week, but the event itself was wonderful. I mean, we had a lot of, great motivation from just the different speakers and the different themes of the night. So it was an awesome event. And then, of course, Speaker Slam was Tuesday night. I want to give a shout out to Rena and Dan, and the theme was overcoming adversity. And I have to tell you, it was a really great evening. I felt like it was a very intense, very deep, very personal journey that all the speakers brought out, And I do want to just say one little thing about this. This is a big deal for me because there's so many themes running into this evening show with, meeting Shelley and Julia and I going to all these events. And remember last week I talked about losing my voice, and a lot of people losing their voice or maybe too afraid to share their voice. And so last year when I found out about Speaker Slam, I didn't know that it was also a speaking competition. And so when I read about it, I was really on a journey to I want to get on a stage or two. I want to share my story. And then when I found out it was a competition, I was just like, oh yeah, no, I can't even do this. There's no way. And next month, March 26th, I will be on the Speaker Slam stage along with my dear friend Victoria. I hope you're watching this evening, Victoria. And we are going to be talking about love lessons. So you guys check out Speaker Slam, my Facebook, LinkedIn. Get tickets if you want to come out. It's going to be a great time, not just to hear me, just to meet so many fantastic people. So I wanted to mention that.
And maybe some of you can join me because I'll be there supporting Morella. So you join me.
I'll be there.
Okay, join us.
Yeah, we'll have a table. Just let me know, and we'll set it up, and we'll make the reservation. So it'll be a lot of fun. But I wanted to mention, Shelley actually spoke at Momendays last year, and I went to support her, and that was the beginning of my speaking journey. So Shelley was very integral in helping me to open up and to take stages. Shelley, right here.
So we did the Momendays.
If I did this with Julia last week, she would have probably been like, okay, Mom, stop.
Yeah, that's why I'm on this side of the table. Okay.
And I'm in the middle.
So then we could both go
But, right? And you've had a journey as well. And so we definitely want to talk about it. Do you want to talk about the drivers this week that we encountered going to these events?
I can't. It just frustrates me. The best. We're going downtown to one of the speaking events, and we're changing lanes. And all of a sudden, some guy honks because we're changing lanes. I'm sorry, is this a new rule in the MTO handbook that we don't know about? Where it's oh my God, these people are changing lanes. This is illegal. We can't do this.
Right.
And I was like, what's this guy honking about? And it's just people just, oh God, I can't. Take it over. I'm gonna lose it.
I know. And then there's my favorite drivers who seem to think that it's snowing for everybody else but them, and all of a sudden become very reckless on the road. So guys, just drive very carefully and keep an eye on everybody around you.
If you think the snow is scary, you know what's scarier, guys? The look on my mom's face when someone almost rear ends her, and she's this evil face on her.
No, I change. I change.
Yeah, she hasn't changed. She's lying to you all.
No, my face changes. My demeanor changes. I get very upset about that. So.
Well, I have a story too, because I was in an Uber, and the GPS stopped working, and I didn't know where I was, and he didn't know where I was. So let's just say that I had a bit of a walk, even though I took an Uber.
Oh my God.
It was quite interesting.
What did you do? No, you just packed up your
stuff? I walked, and then I did the old-fashioned way of asking people on the street, where do I go? Where do I go? Left, right?
Looking at you I'm sorry.
Straight ahead, and then I got to where I had to go, but the Uber driver was no help.
Right, the Uber driver. Okay, free press for Uber there this evening. You're welcome.
My God.
So, okay, so we got a few people on the line, Julia.
Yes,
keeping an eye?
do.
Let's give out some shout-outs to people.
We have a beautiful crowd on us right now. Oh, Renato, nice dancers.
Hi, Renato. Thank you.
Thank you. That means a lot.
It certainly does.
Victor. Oh, yeah.
Hi,
Good luck.
Victor.
Hi,
nice
Victor.
ladies. The explosion is here.
DJ
Yes,
Victor.
It is. We are here. Okay. The explosion has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Ramsey. Hey.
Hey, Ramsey.
Hey, Ramsey.
Who had an honorable mention, no thanks moment last week. That was awesome.
And our friend Golnaz has joined. Hello.
Longtime friend. Hi, Golnaz.
Donna sends 3 hearts. We're feeling the love. We're feeling very warm this
Hi,
evening.
Donna.
Yay.
Hi, Doris.
So many
How
other
are you?
mentions.
Good evening.
Oh my God. Nice ladies. Good evening. Thank you, Doris. That means a lot.
I see Emma. Hi,
I
Emma.
feel
She says
loved.
good morning. So she
Oh,
is
good
definitely joining in from abroad for sure. Thank you so much for joining. Sorry, I'm reining in on your parade there. Keep going.
No, keep going, please. No, please do.
So let's get this started. Shelley and I have been longtime friends, and what's really interesting about our friendship is that we met on LinkedIn. And so LinkedIn folks, if you're listening, we need to talk about the brand ambassadorship here, because every week I'm going to be talking about how I've met so many wonderful people on LinkedIn. But honestly, it is a great platform and it's a great community of people. And Shelley and I met, and last week I talked about the importance of taking the online connection offline where possible. And you are a master at that. Mm-hmm. You do that very, very well. So we're going to get into your story, your deeper story and our questions in a little while. But why don't you spend a couple of minutes telling the viewers about you and kind of what makes you tick and some fun facts and yeah.
Well, I love LinkedIn.
Yes.
Just thought I'd put it out there.
Yep.
And for those who know me, know that I love LinkedIn. So LinkedIn has been quite a journey, but I think one of the missions that I've had since I actually got on LinkedIn was to build relationships online and then to somehow take them offline and build an even deeper relationship, whether that's a friendship, a collaboration, an opportunity, something like this. There's just so many things that you can do. And I'm just a big connector. I think LinkedIn is about building relationships. And even though so many things have come my way and there's so many interesting things going on LinkedIn all of the time, whether it's content and job postings and just articles being shared and comments and opinions. But the great thing about LinkedIn is really understanding and getting to know the people. Relationship building is key. So I feel really blessed that I've had the opportunity to take those relationships offline. I mean, this is a testament, like, with both of you, that we started on LinkedIn and now we have this like friendship and we're doing something like this together, and it's really pretty incredible. I just got back from Atlanta and I was at a no longer virtual conference, and it was like really taking things beyond the keyboard, you know? So a lot of these people I had already met on LinkedIn, and to go to a conference like that in Atlanta and realize that for 2 days we spent together, it was just like family, as they say, you know, hashtag LinkedIn fam.
Yes.
Well, it was exactly that. And the whole time I think I was mesmerized by the idea that I'm with these people and it's no different. These people are real people, and they haven't really changed. Who I met online is who I met offline, and that's not always the case, but I feel really blessed that I could go to Atlanta and meet people that I, you know, hadn't really, well, most of them I had never seen. I think there was only actually one person that I actually met from Ottawa prior to the conference, and then I get there and it's just like, wow, I feel so comfortable.
And isn't it amazing when you see them live like that, and you spent so much time previous to that getting to know people like on a platform where you're just like, you know, you get an app, there you are, you're talking to them, and then all of a sudden you're doing magical things.
And we were just staring at each other. Like, we were just staring at each other, and then like we were like,
right,
you know, trying, is
Hello?
it real? Is it real?
Right,
But it was so much fun.
That's
and,
so good.
It was
And you
really
know,
good.
and you know what, you guys too, like, there's this saying that the best way to look for opportunities and look for work, get jobs, and collaborate and do freelance and collaborate on things is really to network and meet people,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
you know, and it's changed so much from back in the day when, you know, we used to, I'm aging myself, but we used to have to cut out newspaper clippings and, you know, send out our resumes the old-fashioned
You
way.
don't look a day over 30.
Oh, but thank you. Is that in the script?
No.
Did you just make that up?
We don't have scripts here at Anything Goes. Because nobody knows that
Thank
anything
you.
goes.
I would do one of those back rubs that you can't stand, but thank you.
God.
Thank you,
Thank
sweetie.
God.
So we are going to talk a little bit more about the cape and the high heels. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, Shelley. So let's do a week in review. Now we're going to do a week in review relative to last week's show, because last week's show was pretty like, it was spontaneous and we had a lot of fun, and I got a lot of feedback, and so did Julia, about a few segments that we did, and we've promised that we were going to owe you a few things this week. So
Dear
the
Lord.
no thanks segment.
Yes, the no thanks segment, ladies and gentlemen.
We had a few people sent in their no thanks.
And I actually, oh God.
Yeah.
And if you, okay, so for a reminder, what a no thanks moment is, okay? So it's when you have one of those moments where something happens, you're like, yeah, no thanks. No thanks.
And if
No
and if
thanks.
I could just interrupt really quickly, and I'm so sorry, I just want to say hi to Terry. I want to say, hey, Marka, no thanks. How's it going? Hi, Wayne Bennett.
thanks. How's it
Wayne, Wayne Bennett. Hello. We got a few people. Thanks, Ornella. She says, hey, ladies, great job. Thank you. One of our dance partners at the club, and we're going to be doing segments from the club either this evening or starting next week. So stay tuned for
That
that.
should be fun.
Goldness, hello again. And hi, Susan. How are you? Thank you for joining so much. Hi, sweetie. Felicia, our third member of our trio. I don't know if you caught that or not, but I called it Felicia and Julia as opposed to Marla and Julia. But anyway, it's okay.
New show coming soon.
Thanks, Goldness. She says you rocked it last week. Great chemistry. Thank you so much. Okay, so no thanks.
Oh yeah, so no thanks. So I asked you guys to send me some of your no thanks moments, and as there were so many where I was like, oh my God, like so relatable, okay, I picked some that were amazing, so I'm going to share a couple with you, like 2 or 3, but you know.
There were more.
So I'm going to get my trusty phone here and read some. Okay. When you're on the train during rush hour and someone has their bags on the seat and gives me a dirty look because they have to move them for me to sit. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks, ladies and gentlemen.
Like-
I honestly hate that. It's like, there's 500 people in this cart alone, okay? I can't stand because you just can't without stepping on someone's
Yeah.
toe. Like, is this guy next to me going to carry me?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Okay? I don't think so. So when I'm like, yeah, hi, like you have like a briefcase here. I'm sorry. Is it living and breathing? Does it need a seat? No, it does not. So
How many
move.
times has that happened? That's
Oh
happened a
my
few
God.
times, actually.
It's so
I have to say.
it happens every day. Like if we think we're the only ones, it happens
We're not
every
the
day,
only
guys.
ones.
Now that I told you about it, or if you were thinking about it, you'll see it more now.
Yeah.
So when you're on a train or wherever you are, you'll see it.
Yeah, it's true.
Another one. Oh, okay, here's one. When an ex was so toxic and obsessive and does you wrong and comes out of the blue months later asking for you back even though you have a boyfriend and or girlfriend now, yeah, no thanks. Like,
No
stay with me,
thanks.
guys. No thanks. Like,
How many of you have had
Oh my
exes
God.
or casual, friends who have come back to you months later and want to get together and chat, or a second chance, or a third chance, or a fourth chance?
right? Yeah.
Look, it's happened to me.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
No.
I'm sorry. We're
No
just gonna
thanks.
make up
No
names here.
no thanks.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry, Brad. You think you can do that to me, and then like I won't remember?
Love to all the Brads out there.
Yeah,
to
we
all
love
the
you,
Brads.
Brad. I don't know who Brad is, but like we love you, Brad. But I'm sorry, you think you can do that to me, and then like come back like,
I know.
hey, I got coffee for you here.
Oh,
take
it's
it."
like we developed developed
just wanna
amnesia.
throw
It's like we
this
developed
water at
amnesia
someone.
and we forgot. Let's
Yeah,
be
exactly.
honest. Okay.
Okay, another one. Okay. Oh yeah, this is what we were talking about before.
Which one?
When you change lanes and the person behind you honks at you like they've never seen someone change a lane before. I'm sorry, did we write this? Like, did we write this one? I told you, it's relatable. Like,
Totally relatable.
everybody goes through it.
I have to read Hi, Mufaz. How
Hi,
are
Mufa-
you?
Oh wait, hi Mufaz.
Julia's longtime friend, and
Oh god, that's funny.
he says, body odor, terrible time management, a lack of drive, people that drive below the speed limit in the fast lane.
No thanks.
Yeah, it's so true. That's a good one. Absolutely.
Well, what's your thought when one person has all of that?
Yeah, right. Okay. I know.
It's not even a no thanks. It's like a thank you next. Like move on. Thank
It's
you.
so true.
Like-
Honestly, it's so true.
Oh my
any more
God.
you got there?
Yeah, I have some. There's like a list, but we're just gonna like.
We're going to save
Roll
a
with
few
it.
more for next time because, unless you have a no thanks moment.
Well, there's some on LinkedIn I can think
Oh
of.
please.
Oh, no
These
thanks.
don't. No. Put this away.
You know what,
Like-
though? But Shelly brings up something really important, okay? You guys, on social media, and we talked about it last week, we will continue to talk about a lot of these topics interchangeably as we continue on. You can tell a lot about people, personalities and characters, even if you've never met people offline. And we meet a lot of people offline that we meet online, and they're all great people. But I'm saying, like, based on the way that they comment, what they say, how they act, what they post, some of the dynamics that are going on social media, you can tell a lot about people. And some of them are going to be our cup of tea, and some of them are not.
Yeah. No.
So, Shelly, what do you say about that?
No thanks.
The silence. The pause.
Do you want to get caught up in LinkedIn drama? No,
No
thanks.
thanks.
Right, no thanks.
Do you want to get me out of LinkedIn jail? No thanks.
No, Link's in jail. No, okay, I'm curious. What do you have to do to get into LinkedIn jail? Give me some, like that, right? Like
So LinkedIn jail's a real thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. And there are some people who email me and or DM me and say, "Can you get me out of LinkedIn jail?" Or actually, they don't DM me because they can't, so they get somebody else to DM me and say, "Can you,
Right.
get this
Oh,
person out of
right.
LinkedIn jail?"
Yes.
And I say, well, there's a reason for that person being in LinkedIn jail. And I think they have to learn a lesson. So I don't say yes to that.
You just basically have like, well, there's a reason why they were in jail to begin with.
Yeah.
So what I do know, I only recently heard about this LinkedIn jail thing, and I've been on there for like a year and a half, is if you tag too many people too often, is that a thing?
Yes.
That can get you sort of, and when you're in LinkedIn jail, what does that mean? Like you can't use it for a week or a day or like?
Well, you have to basically get in touch with LinkedIn and explain the story and the reason why.
Right.
Because maybe it's not real, or maybe, you don't deserve that time in jail, or maybe you'd like to lessen your time in jail because you feel the jail time is too long.
It doesn't fit the crime.
It doesn't fit the crime. It doesn't fit the LinkedIn
But
crime.
what other things like do people do to get that? Like, what do they do?
Maybe also asking a lot of people to be connections, and then not monitoring how many people you're asking, but you're asking a lot of people and they're not necessarily saying yes to your connection requests. And then you're building up a whole lot of like connection requests that are going unanswered.
Okay.
And so that could possibly put you in LinkedIn jail.
Interesting. See, I didn't know.
See, I didn't know there
Does
was such
Facebook
thing
have
as
a jail thing too?
No, it's
Yeah,
no. You know what
Facebook has a
Facebook
jail.
jail is? It's called the blocked list. Okay, guys, let me introduce you to my
That's
friends.
Facebook
the block.
language.
That's Facebook language and Twitter and like Instagram and anywhere else. Blocked, deleted. I now pronounce you by. See you later.
How many blocked are on your
Oh
Facebook
my god, guys,
list?
if I could share with you a screenshot of my list, I'd be sending you about 155 pages.
So I'm
worth.
curious, what got them blocked to begin with?
Well, they were either spam or they were the random DMs you get from people you don't know. Hey, honey, I came across your profile and think you're so beautiful. You want to go on a date? Yeah, sure. I'll come to Venezuela and we'll hit it off. You're gonna pay for me to go there? How? You're from Venezuela. How? Not
Love to
Venezuela.
everyone from Venezuela,
It
by the
doesn't
way.
even matter. It's like more like even overseas,
Yeah,
anywhere.
yeah.
Just not in a 5 to 20 kilometer radius of you.
A lot of spam going on like that. Like
It's
people
not
just,
even spam.
Or not
I
spam,
lurk
but
these profiles. They
Yeah.
are real.
Wow.
So I don't know how they find you, but
Right.
it's like stuff like that, and this just makes me really uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
about you guys.
Yeah.
Or they were like, we'll get to this topic later on in the show,
Mm-hmm.
but like they were like past bullies from high school or people from high school. You're like, I do not want to see these people again. Like I don't. Like
not at all.
It's
No
like,
thanks.
I'm kind of forced to see you at the 10-year reunion. I don't need to see you every day.
Are you going to the 10-year reunion?
Oh, definitely not.
Oh, that's awesome. No?
Definitely
Not at all? No.
If I do, no, I can't,
You
guys.
can, you can go there and like, I have a show. It's called Anything Goes.
I have a show.
Yeah.
You guys are not going to be featured on it, but I have a show, and I just want to say to all of my haters, no thanks, no thanks.
But you know what, though? Here's the thing.
I can
too.
with high school reunion. I thought about it.
I'm in constant conflict on social media because on the one hand, I'm an open book, like we are who we are, and but then on the other hand, we don't necessarily want or put everything out there. Like we just, you know what I mean? There's got to be a level of. Do you know what I mean? Like there's got to be boundaries.
Yeah.
I guess is what I'm
For
saying.
some, there aren't though.
For some,
For some, there are no longer boundaries in
Right.
place. So at least that's what I'm noticing, and
like everything's just an open book. Like
an open book. Yeah.
I still don't get the LinkedIn jail.
I didn't know that it was a thing until
Do you at
recently.
least get to collect $200 when you pass go and then go to jail? I mean,
No,
if I
you
get
just-
$200 out of it, I mean, I'll go to jail.
No, because
to jail.
it's a very lonely. It can be a very lonely place.
It really can.
So does my mind.
So a few more shout outs. Rose, hello, how are you? Our dance friend. Hi, Kayla. She says, first time seeing this show, and it's so funny. Great job, ladies. Thank you so
That
much.
warms my heart.
Hi, Jimmy. How are you? Happy
warms
Thursday
my heart.
evening. Donna, give grace. Of course.
Oh,
we got to love Donna. Hi, Leanne. How are you? I'm so glad you're watching. I met Leanne. She at the last Speaker Slam, not this week, but in January, Julia and I went and we got to sit with Leanne and Victoria and Lena and these lovely ladies, and we've developed such a wonderful friendship. You guys are absolutely gems, I have to tell you. Ramsey, when someone in your class says, "That's my seat,"
Oh my God.
no thanks.
Oh
I'm trying to use the
God.
Julia voice.
I
I'm trying.
remember that.
That's so true.
Good time.
Right?
That's my seat. Yeah, and there's 50 other ones in the class you can go sit at.
That's true.
Like,
Yes.
You don't pay attention at all anyway. Just go sit in the back.
Mufaz says, I've had a few clients misuse their company accounts for recruiting and such in the past and are permanently blocked off of LinkedIn because they were using one company account for other companies.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Interesting. So there's a lot of, you know what? Thank you, Mufaz, because I actually posted about this a couple weeks ago. And my opening line in sarcastic language was, isn't it enough to monitor and manage one account, like one bio? Do we really need multiple bios and multiple accounts on LinkedIn? And the reason I brought that up is because I became aware, just from, knowing so many people and engaging and connecting as we do, that there were like people that were opening up all these different accounts, and I'm not quite sure for what reason, but it's kind of weird and creepy if you think about it, and you don't really know who you're talking to, and that's my issue. Like, I know I'm talking to Shelly when I talk to Shelly, but if all these people got all these accounts, like, I don't know, it's a little bit, so I don't know if there's a way to sort of deter from that, but that would do it.
Well, there's some strategies that you can, definitely put in place. Like when you're looking at profiles. I mean, if it just seems, you get if it seems that way, then it usually is. If
Right.
intuitively you come across a profile that just doesn't seem right, whether it's the name, whether it's the numbers
No
that they
profile
have,
picture.
no profile picture,
Right.
No info.
or
You
don't
even know.
That could be even on Facebook or any
any
platform, really.
social media
Yeah.
platform.
Yeah.
And
blocked.
then
No
usually
thanks.
if you feel
You feel it.
feel it.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
Jimmy
this is a good
says,
one.
I want the $200 to pass go and see my friends in jail.
Same.
And
Wink face.
Kisses,
Just
kisses,
kidding.
Leanne. Thank you. And Brandon just joined. Hi, Brandon. Great to, well, I was going to say great to see you.
Oh, my
but,
friend Ricardo joined. Miss you.
Jimmy says, can't wait for the karaoke segment. And yes, we will be having that this
Wait,
evening.
you remember that?
Yes, compliments.
No.
They remember everything.
Jimmy? Jimmy, why you playing with my heart like that?
Ow! Right. That's it. We want to hear more.
Nobody wants to hear that.
So we have some questions from viewers that we had asked people, and they sent them in to either Julia or myself or both, and we were sort of collecting them. But first, hi, Luki Danu Cardianto. I had to practice that. So Luki, and I mentioned him last week. He is one of my friends and LinkedIn connections. And actually, Shelly met him first. And through Shelly, I met Luki. And so he's got this book called Stuff I Wish I Knew Earlier. And I started to read it, and I've been reading a little bit more. And the real focus is about, career and education. And he really brought up some really good points. Anyway, we promised we were giving a free book to one of our viewers. Thank you, Luki, for that. And the lucky winner is Terry Ann. Terry Ann from, I believe, California. I'm not sure if you're connected with Terry Ann on LinkedIn, but she's lovely, and I'm also connected with her on Facebook. And she was so engaging last week. I don't know if she's on tonight, but Terry Ann, I will connect with you later, and I will get you your copy of the book. But in the meantime, I wanted to. There was a couple of things about the book, and I wanted to, both of you being scholars and highly educated in such manners, okay? This is what the book looks like. And no, but seriously, like, introduction, right? I start reading this on like page 1, and it says, you have amazing potential. Just like that. And you know what, you guys? That set the tone and the vibe for me. Because there was a time in my life where I knew I did. And then there was a time in my life where I didn't believe it anymore. Okay? And now I'm back and I believe it again. So I think that for me, the stuff that I wish I knew earlier, it really speaks to maybe, like, we said last week about if we only knew then what we know now. But maybe we were meant to learn everything along the way to get us to where we are here. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Sometimes we think back and we think if only we knew it, but maybe back then we just weren't supposed to know it.
Right.
And now we do.
And now we do, and there's a reason for that, right? Like,
and maybe we're meant to pay, now that we know it, we can pay this message forward.
Yes.
I know I work at the university, and this is one of the things almost identical to that that I have in my office as students walk in at Rotman Commerce. They walk in and they're business students with so much potential and such amazing students. And I have this blackboard, and every couple of weeks or I change it.
Yes.
Or I get other people in the office to change it for me.
Yeah.
Because they have quotes, right? Like, I love quotes. I mean, they're all over my house. They're all over my, and so knowing Luki as I do, I'm not surprised that it starts off that way.
I'm serious. I'm going to just read the very first 3 sentences, but he says, you have amazing potential. You know it in your heart, in your soul. The feeling might be exceptionally strong or a little more subdued, but you know you have the potential for greatness. And here I am, and many of you know, because I've been very vocal and honest, I am in my 50s, and that resonated for me. That wasn't just something that I would have appreciated reading when I was 20. That is something that I truly appreciate, reading now, right? Yeah. So, moving along, we're just going to dissect the first chapter a little bit. As I said, I would. No, because, it's interesting because everybody can read a book or a title of a book or a paragraph, and they get different perspectives from it.
Oh, yeah.
And
100%.
One of the things I know growing up, my parents always instilled education, higher education, go to school. But these days, I feel that a lot of people are still going to school, but a lot of people are following their entrepreneurial heart a lot sooner.
Yeah,
yes.
I agree with
right?
that.
It's
yes.
true, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, live in the flesh. alive in the flesh.
And I see it every day. I
And
see
you-
it, and I love it.
And it's fantastic, right? So when Lukey and I had coffee the first time, we talked about how you learn so many fundamental skills in school, but you don't learn everything you need to know to navigate real life. That's important, right? So chapter 1, he calls it a grand adventure of your own design. When you hear that,
I love
what
that.
what does that tell you of your own design? What does that mean for you, Julia?
Well, it's like when just hearing that, it's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I'm designing the bigger picture here. I'm a great human being. I feel great. I feel empowered just listening to that, just hearing it.
Yeah.
And from somebody, like, going back to also the first line that we were talking about, but the being like, you have potential. I was somebody who at first didn't think I had potential. Somebody who thought, I can't do this, like, I can't do it. And then just growing up and kind of learning about the different kinds of struggles that, not myself anyways, being a freelancer and like going for higher education, it's like, you know what, I'm doing my best, and I do have the potential to do this. And the fact that there is something good coming every step of the way, even if there's a bump in the road, it's like, I'm doing pretty great.
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty good.
Yes.
Like, yes, thanks, guys.
And
then
I mean, we live together, so I think I know the answer to this, but have you ever felt during your journey getting to where you are, because you are still in school, but now you've really catapulted into your sort of your entrepreneurial side of things, have you ever felt like, okay, like this is just, the grind is too real, this is just too much, this is just, how do you regroup the next day?
Well, funny you actually mentioned that, Morella.
Well, I'm glad you think so, Julia.
But I was actually talking to somebody today about that. He asked me, he's like, how is, like, what's freelancing like? Like, how do you like it? Like, how's this? How's that? And I basically said to him, like, it's stressful. Like, a lot of people think, yeah, you're working on, like, your own schedule, your own time. You could work at home. You could work, like, outside. You can work in the North Pole if you wanted to. Like, it's like, yeah, sure, it's like that. You can do that, but
Did you tell them how many hours we spend in front of our laptops
yeah,
all
like
day?
1 million hours, guys. Like 1 million hours in front of a laptop. Like, my eyes are, like, straining.
Lots of coffee.
Lots of coffee.
Yes.
Like, an espresso,
Yes.
But I was telling him, like, it is actually really stressful because not only are you working kind of for yourself,
Yeah.
you have to, like, have that credibility for yourself. Like, make sure you let people know, like, I'm great at what I do. I'm great at this. I can do this for you, this for you, this for you. But what's going to make them believe you? Because, like, only you know that.
Yes.
Right? You got to,
Yes.
like, work that grind and basically have, like, your portfolio ready, have,
Yes.
like, a pitch ready, have this ready. You got to, like, have a plan in your mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you have
yeah.
to get something ready and just say, I'm going to go out and get it.
How do you feel
It's
about the
stressful.
fact that, like, I'm listening to this and you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing, like, yes, it's stressful, but it's on your terms.
Yeah.
It's on your terms. And how that, it's talking about freedom and flexibility. Do you know what I mean?
But there is a lot of pressure because
Yes.
it's like, I got to get
Yes.
this done for this time, for this time, for this time. I may have, like...
Who's asking you for all that?
I mean, a lot of people.
I thought you were going to say, my mother.
Yeah, my mother, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, did you send the video out? Yeah, I just did. Did you do it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat? Did you do it on all that? Yes, I did it. 2 minutes
I can't
later.
help it. If we're going to do it, we got to do it right.
2 minutes later.
And
But no, that's not even stressful at all.
No,
Like,
no.
it's more so, like, just trying to, like, work your butt off and just try to not make your head go crazy and
Yes.
spin off your head. And sorry to interrupt the deep breath that you were about to do. Brandon relates here. The grind is real when it comes to being a self-employed. Lots of Starbucks too. I can relate. Know your self-worth. Yes, thank you.
So true.
It's true.
And you know what? Okay, that's going to open up a whole other discussion, and I'm glad Shelly's here. First of all, Frank, Nastasi, how are you?
Hey,
Nice to
Frank.
see you. Know your self-worth. We talk about this often, and I just finished having 2 conversations about this today. There was a situation a while back where I was helping someone. I help a lot of people, and I don't go online and I start boasting about who I help. I just help people. They know what I do. Shelley helps a lot of people. We all help each other, okay? But during my struggles, and I've been very vocal and hopefully very transparent over the last number of years, where I had to take a break from all of, work and stuff, I wasn't making a lot of money at all, and things changed for me, but it didn't stop me from helping people because it's who I am. So there was a few individuals that were down on their luck, and I try to do what I can for them, But interestingly enough, recently, about, a month or two ago, I found out that all that time that I was coaching and I was consulting and I was helping, and that's all great. And, I didn't want anything in return. We had an agreement. Like, it's not like, but then I found out that they were actually paying someone else to do other things for them. And my question was, why did that person have enough perceived value and expertise to be paid? And why was my year and a half of helping, not every day, but why wasn't that perceived value? It was perceived value when it was free, but it wasn't value when they had to pay. So needless to say, that didn't really sit well with me. And I did take it up with the individual, and we had a very open and honest discussion. And I'll just say that. But it was good. It was productive.
She'll just say that.
No, it was productive, but I called them out on it. And actually, that's one of the questions that came in from a viewer from last week about how, we'll get to that later. But do you know what I mean? So, Shelly, your thoughts about, how do you know that you have value, that what you do is valuable, that what you do is, solid gold. How do you draw the line between, kind of sending the message that I am worth this versus, the perceived value that maybe I'm not, right?
So there's a few things. One thing is that I've learned the art of saying no. Mm-hmm. It's not easy to do because it's difficult sometimes, for sure, to say no. But the more that you do it, I think the more you establish boundaries and the more that you establish your worth. Mm-hmm. Because otherwise it can get out of hand. Like, I know I get asked to do a lot of different types of speaking engagements and workshops and just various things, and I have to take a look at the big picture because I work at the university. I do have my own business as well. Both things I truly adore, and I want to be 150% at both.
Right.
But I also have to know when to draw the line. So what it's come down to for me is really looking at the big picture and looking at, first of all, so if somebody asks me to do something, I kind of look at the value around who they are and what they stand for. Yeah. Because I really want to but the majority of the time I want to do things that resonate with my mission, vision, and values. So I often look at that. Then I also look at, can they afford it? Or maybe it's a non-for-profit, and maybe it is something where I can get my message out and affect a lot of people. Yeah. So if maybe the venue is there, so I'm going to take a step back and I'm going to say, because I'm like you, helping people just fills my soul. Yes. So I have to do it. But then there's times where I feel, no, they can afford to, to look at me and know my value. They know my value. And I have to realize those times I have to say no if they're not willing to, to look at that and say, yes, you're worth it. So I think it's just about knowing our value, but also standing up for what we believe in and what we know at the right times.
It comes from within. It comes from within too, right? Like, there's a saying, and I'm paraphrasing, but this thing that's like, if we allow others to design what we're worth, we'll believe it. Yeah. Right? Something like that. I've just made that up, but I know there's a quote that circulates around.
It was really good, though.
It was good, right? It was okay?
But I think there are a lot of people who are money-driven, too, what drives me is I really do believe that happiness is in my ability to help people.
Yeah.
I really have always believed that, and more than ever I'm exercising that.
Yeah.
So I have to be part of things that are looking at that the same way I am.
Yes.
Because otherwise I wouldn't be true to myself. So a lot of it has to do with that. But
I agree. And you know what? We're going to delve a little deeper into, I love this book, and I do want to spend a little more time in a couple of next week and the week after, just kind of dissecting a little bit, only because I know Lukey, and I know when he wrote it, like it comes from a place of just whether that, you're 20 or 50, this is really something that it's just a solid book. So, and the other thing I wanted to mention is he participates just like us. He goes to a lot of workshops, and he's spearheading a lot of things, and he gives up a lot of his time. And one of the things that he actually really focuses on is career success, but effective communication and habits to career success. And you know what? Effective communication is absolutely key to everything, right? It's not what we say, it's how we say it, although it's also what we say too. It makes a difference, right? So we will continue to focus on that. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him and his book. And Terry Ann, you got a free copy. I'll be following up with you later.
And I just will say that, this A Grand Adventure of Your Own Design.
Yeah.
Not only is that sentence or that, title saying that you have the power to do whatever you want to do. Yeah. I'm going to break out in song pretty soon. I love that song. But it's also around the whole grand adventure that we should be having fun while we're doing it.
Yes.
A level of fun.
Exactly,
And I
yes.
love that because often we associate so many things with difficulty and hardness and it's going to be so long, and we don't look at it as a grand adventure. And now I look at everything as a grand adventure.
So do I. But you know what? It took me 35 years to look at things as a grand adventure. I'm telling you, right? But it feels great.
Absolutely. And you don't go back.
No.
Once you're in the grand adventure, you don't go back.
We're not going back from the grand adventure. We're still on it. I think we're going to continue on it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Shelley has a very compelling story that has to do with a cape and high heels. And before we put her on the hot seat to talk about that, we are going to switch it up a little bit, and we are going to talk a little bit, because we promised you guys to answer some burning questions from last week. And we did say, even direct message us, it's okay.
Even ask them now.
Ask them
guys,
now.
Go in the comments right now.
Yeah.
Guys.
Like, my favorite
Just
is
do
John
it.
from Fawn said chocolate or vanilla last week.
I didn't even know what he meant by
But we
chocolate
actually
and vanilla.
asked
You
whatever
understand where I'm
questions
going
you
with that?
have. And we totally forgot we even asked. And then we got into a whole discussion around ice cream. And
Yeah,
it was...
but the thing is, he didn't mention ice cream. He said chocolate or vanilla.
We
My
inter-
mind was like,
I know, but I interpreted that ice cream. Okay, I said cookie dough right
thank
away.
God. It should.
I'm staying out of this conversation.
But I just think that there's so many things that people...
No thanks.
I choose not to answer
No
that.
thanks. But people go through, maybe they don't want to ask, or maybe they want to get other people's opinions, right?
Yeah.
So, anyway.
So go in the comments down below or to the side of your screen. I don't know where it is on your
And-
on whatever
and-
you're watching this
and
on.
ask.
And ask us questions. It could be the most random thing, like what do you like on your shawarma?
Which you had today.
Which I had today. I don't like tomatoes on my shawarma, so I'm good.
I don't like tomatoes at all. So
She's a hater.
I don't hate tomatoes. I just don't
She
like
hates
them.
tomatoes,
I just
guys.
don't like them. So one of the questions that came in was how to try and please everyone.
No.
I call it the being all things to all people at all times syndrome, and it will swallow you whole, and it is not sustainable. And so, guys, your thoughts on trying to please everyone and being torn into a million directions. Because, come on, we've all been there. We're all in there. Like,
I would say that the most that's happened to me was in high school.
Yep.
When we have the group of 13 people, and then I'm the planner, so I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? I want to go to the movies and pizza. I just want to stay home, like chill. You guys want to come over? Oh, this and that. And it's like, okay, this is what I want to do. How about we go get food? then we'll compromise. Go to the house a little bit, have some brio, have something.
I like brio.
Have some more food, chill, see what's going on. But it was just more like I'm being pulled in like directions where even like half of the group didn't want to go out with everybody. They want to go out with like maybe 2 or 3 people from that said group.
Right.
And then I'm like in the middle where it's like, okay, do I go with them? Do I go with them? Like I felt like really like so conflicted.
Did you feel the pressure because you were the planner of the entire group?
I felt the pressure sky high onto the thing, because you know what? I'd rather just go home and spend the night by myself instead of like choosing between things to make one person happy and then have the other people hate me.
And let me ask you this.
But then again, I don't really care if people hate me or not.
What was the no thanks. Well, what was the probability of that night turning out to be successful with all that going on?
Oh yeah, my mom came to pick me up.
Early.
Is that what we're getting at?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. My mom came to pick me up.
Yeah.
But I don't know, just people pleasing in general. Even now, it's like, okay, like when it comes to like jobs, right?
Well, how do you deal with it? Like,
well, I use a breathing technique, something that goes like this.
Wow.
Does it work?
No, it doesn't. But I mean, I try a little bit. No, but I'm serious. It's like just like trying to do, let's say, this job. It's like in this job, and this job, and this. Okay, it's like I have this. This is my priority.
Yeah.
Like, this is the thing.
Yeah.
That's my priority.
Yeah.
And then you have that one person that like you maybe have been friends with for like years, and they come in and they ask you like, hey, like, do you think you can do this for me? And I'm like, I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
Like I can't, but I'm like, okay, maybe, even though it's affecting not only my sleeping pattern, it's affecting like my own like little scary mental health issue in my head, which we will cover, I mean, eventually.
As we will on
but it just
future episodes and even tonight.
And even tonight, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. #mental health, no thanks. It means a lot. Thank you guys. But it's just kind of those things where it's like,
and you know what?
Okay,
and it's self-infused pressure, I think.
Yeah. And I don't want to come off as selfish, right? But at the same time, it's like my health is like my priority too.
Yeah.
And if I can't do something, that's how it goes. If you can't do something, don't feel bad that you can't.
I think we got to say no sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to Shelley in just a second.
I have a time saying no. Like
but the problem is that often people think if they say no, they're being selfish.
Yeah.
When in fact it's self-care.
Yeah.
So
that's my issue.
A long time ago, I would have thought, oh, I'm being selfish if I say no. And now it's so different because I know that I have to put my self-care first, and I just exercise that all the time. And it may be difficult, but what I've learned is that if I don't put myself first, nobody else is going to put me first.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're no good to anybody,
And
right?
I'm not good to anybody.
Let's just get to the comments. But
I was about to say
I want to get back to Shelley's point in a sec, but...
Can I please read Brandon's comment the way I think it's being said?
Sure. I just wanted to say, Ramsey, the book is called, if it's the one that I was reading from, Stuff I Wish I Knew Earlier. And I'll put the link, an Amazon link in the comments, okay, later. It's a really, really great read so far. I haven't finished it, but it's really, really good. Brandon says, true, enjoy the journey, as we talked about being happy with pursuing our passions. We got to be happy about it. I'll leave you to interpret. He does say... Sorry, Ramsey says, what's your favorite pizza topping?
I said random questions are joined. Hey, Vicky, welcome, by the way.
Yeah.
Ram, what's your favorite pizza topping? Oh, God.
Don't kill me. Don't hate me.
No.
It's pineapple.
No.
I know.
Stop.
I know.
Okay, here
I
we
know.
go. New topic.
No, I know there's this group about pineapples don't belong on pizza.
And you're Italian.
I'm a rebel. I like pineapple.
Like, you can no. Nonna does not approve.
Brandon says, why are you hating on the tomatoes?
Yeah, that's how I would say. I would be
I don't know.
Why are you hating on the tomato?
I know. Right.
Why are you hating on the tomato? Why are you hating on the tomato?
I'm not hating on the tomato.
Heartburn.
Not my.
I get heartburn from just drinking water. So you know what? That's false. That's a myth. Okay.
I like
That's a
Ramsey
myth.
says, you just have to smile and deal with it. Like at my work, people get so mad, and I just have to stay calm and smile. Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes you could just be mad all day long and then go home completely exacerbated from the anxiety. And you know what? That will catch up to you.
And who is it affecting at the end of the day?
It's affecting us.
Yeah.
It's affecting us, right?
And
Vicky, sorry, sweetie. Vicky joined. Hi, Vicky.
Okay.
Hey, ladies.
It's so hard.
Matthew. Hi, Matthew. How are you? Lena, how you doing? Yes, self-care is very important. Matthew, hey. Vicky says, pepperoni classico.
You gotta do it with the hand.
Okay.
Do it with the hand.
You do it with the hand. You can do it with the hand. I'm holding
Guys,
the phone.
Shelly, you'll do this with me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone watching at home, do it with the hand. Classico.
Le Canadiana.
Canadian.
So professional.
No,
I
and also
love
to
it.
expand on Ramsey's question, loads and loads of cheese.
Okay, yeah.
If
I
it
agree.
Cheese, extra cheese.
I agree.
Formaggio.
I
Like,
agree.
If it isn't actually like a 4-cheese blend with like feta and like another 4-cheese
Yeah,
blend.
no, I agree.
Like I don't
Fromage, s'il vous plaît. Fromage.
I agree. Right? We're even getting like language lessons here. This is fantastic.
No, Mufaz, stop it. Pineapples do belong on pizza. Everyone that says otherwise, hashtag no thanks.
Thank you, Mufaz.
No.
No.
That doesn't count.
Thank you.
No.
He's on Team Rella with the pineapple.
You know
I
what,
have to
Mufaz,
say.
we're not friends anymore. Live here tonight, I'm breaking up with your friendship.
Hi,
okay?
Alessia. My goddaughter says yum for the pineapple. Yep.
Oh
okay.
my God. Shelly, do you like pineapples on your pizza?
I do.
Brandon
Oh my God,
says,
I'm alone.
I gotta
I'm
read
alone.
this. Brandon says, first the tomatoes, now the pineapples. Come on, LOL.
See,
Great
Brandon,
topic.
Team Julia. Thank you.
Oh, Charles. Hi, Charles. Charles says, greetings from Connecticut. Great show. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Lena says, tomatoes this time of year don't taste like tomatoes.
Yeah, they don't. Like you gotta. It has to be like mid-June. You know, a nice like from Nonno's garden, from your grandparents or your dad's garden, and you know the raccoons are eating it, but otherwise still eat it.
No, but it's true. And he's always like out there
there's-
trying to find clever ways to beat the raccoons with the garden. Jimmy says, what's next? Pines and apples on a pizza.
Yeah, like you might as well just put like sugar cane on it and be like, yeah. why
Matthew
not?
says, Julia, why are you moving your hand like that? So Italian.
Because I
But
am
ladies,
Italian.
ladies, anything goes.
Anything goes.
You know what
It's
goes?
so
You know what
true.
needs to go? Pineapple.
Pineapples are staying.
I can't believe we're
have a few
talking
people.
10 minutes worth
No.
of pineapple debate.
I got a
on
few
this.
people saying pineapples gotta stay. I'm sorry.
Okay, guys,
I'm
we're
sorry.
gonna make a poll. Okay, we're gonna actually have a poll, and if the person who, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a poll. Does it belong on pizza? Does pineapple belong on pizza? Yes or no? Okay, the one that gets the most votes obviously wins. The loser has to do something, and it has to be a dare or something. But you guys come up with the dare.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Wow.
Guys, I don't want to do the dare, so please.
I don't either. Pineapples are good on pizza. Okay?
Time for tacos.
I agree with the 4 cheese.
All this topic is making me hungry. 1-877-11-11.
Call pizza.
We can't do that on this
No, we
show.
just gave pizza free plug.
It's okay, pizza's everywhere.
I want to
We
revisit.
love
I want to
pizza.
revisit this question with Shelley with respect to. There's been times when we've chatted and we've had weeks where we are feeling like we are totally stretched. Like there is not an ounce left to help people, and I feel it. You felt it. I know a lot of people feel it. We don't want to let anybody down. But then I think that if we don't put a boundary on it, we're letting ourselves down, because then we're not good for anybody else. Right? It's exhausting. But we love everybody.
We do.
All right.
Oh, first of all,
Yeah.
this is a comment that needs to be addressed. Okay, Mufaz, you know what? How about we trade Julia for me, and we'll eat pineapple pizza on the show? You want to do this? Okay. You know what? Come down. Come here. This is your seat right now, okay? But you're gonna have to fight me for it. So,
Karen Carrington is watching. Hey, Karen, how
Hi,
are
Karen.
you?
Hey, Karen.
Love you. Hope you're having a great week. We're just talking about people pleasing and what should be going on pizza. I said pineapples, and all of a sudden there's this ongoing major debate about pineapples. I'm sorry, but
Did you actually hear about the pizza that puts Nutella on it as the sauce?
no,
Right?
really?
I know, as so random as that is. That
Is
is.
it any good?
I don't know. Well, Nutella on it. Okay,
On its
we're not
own.
gonna get on that topic.
More of a
but
dessert.
yeah. I know.
Ornella says, yes, pineapples definitely belong on pizza. And Lena says, I'm good with pineapple on pizza. And Mufaz says, your seat, huh? No thanks. Okay.
I'm getting roasted on my own show.
I know,
This is not like...
It's not a roast, it's just a debate.
I'm gonna roast you.
So here's another question. This was really interesting too. Taking back, so a friend of mine messaged me this last week on Facebook. Taking back an ex who was too immature to appreciate the relationship in the first place, but wants another chance, what would we do?
Oh, you guys are looking at me like I'm the relatable one. Like, okay.
You know,
well, if I could.
I told my friend that it really depends on if they've matured, if they've changed, if they you cannot go back to something and nothing has changed, because then you're really back in the same situation, right? So she cares a lot about him, and they were together quite a few years, and then she finally just said enough is enough. But that's because she did not feel appreciated enough. Like, she didn't feel that she was valued enough, and she thought that maybe not that she could do better, just that she was wasting her time because it was causing a lot of anxiety. So what would you guys do? If you cared about someone, but you felt like maybe they just didn't value enough because they were just too immature to handle the relationship, would you give them another chance?
Well, I mean, since there's a long pause, I might as well just put my voice in on this. In all seriousness, though, from somebody who has been in relationships where, you know, I myself was taken advantage of and also blind in the moment. So for like those who were also like by my side during those times, you guys will know hands-on. But from someone who is always like, okay, like I can't do this. Like I was always treated like how do I even say this without even using the word, but like treated like an object, like someone just like, you know, oh, she's there, she'll always be there, so it doesn't matter what I do, she'll always be there until the time I say, yeah, bye, see you later. So from someone who's been, again, taken advantage of, cheated on, I guess we'll put that one in the mix, it's like, I don't have the patience nowadays to deal with that kind of childish behavior, because, listen, we're grown-ups, we all grow up at some point, and you know what, if they can't grow up at their time, I'm sorry, I don't have patience to deal with it. I can't.
Right.
It's like
because
nothing's
changed.
Exactly. Nothing's changed. It's like the same habit. It's like biting your nails. You're gonna do it. Like you're gonna do it no matter what.
And if it changes, it's only
not the same.
Or maybe very temporary.
Yeah, temporary. Yeah. I
very
changed.
temporary.
Okay, fine. Take them back. 4 days in, you're like, oh my god, the sound of you brushing your teeth irritates me.
No thanks.
Like, no thanks. But yeah, like just dealing with that. It's like, no, I don't have the patience because I'm here trying to go on my path to grow up to higher things in life.
Yeah.
And you're there pulling me down, trying to make me on your level to make me not succeed in life.
Yeah.
So.
It's never happened to me. I've just always moved on. But there was always part of me that felt that kind of like, it's like habit, you know?
Yeah.
When you're with somebody for a while and you kind of have that habit and then it's gone.
Yeah.
But you still feel the need, almost the desire or the need because the habit is there.
Yes.
And, but for the friends or the people that I know who have gone back, it's never worked out.
It's never worked out.
For any period of time. No.
So, interesting, you guys. Lena says, hang on a second,
No,
regarding the ex. Oh, okay. Sorry, sweetie.
No, I was reading in my head.
Oh, okay. Regarding the ex, depends on whether both people have done their work to evolve and how much has truly changed. That is really true. Like evolution, right?
And it's like you can't help someone change if they don't want to take the help, right?
Yeah.
It's like you try. Like I love, you know, when you hear those stories, like to have a successful relationship, you help each other grow, you get each other into, you know, like lift each other's spirits up and stuff. It's hard when you're trying to do that for somebody, but they're not willing to do it.
Right.
They don't want that help at all. And it's like, well, I don't know what to do anymore. I've tried.
So
And
at
then
some
they
point,
resent you,
you
right?
just have to be like, enough is enough, right?
At some point, you got to say, no thanks.
No thanks. Next.
Yeah, and you're not going to change them. So
Yeah,
if they're not willing participants at one point,
Yeah.
you just have to
Yeah.
say this is the way it is.
Yeah.
So you're either going to live with it or you're not going to live with it. And
Yeah.
personally, I don't want to live in that.
You know,
No, no.
You know what it reminds me of? One, don't pick up the phone. You only know. You know that
Keep
thing?
going.
I don't know the lyrics to that. So wait.
Oh, okay.
One,
I'm
don't
surprised.
Pick up the phone. You only know he's calling because he's drunk and alone. Two, don't be his friend. You know you're gonna wake up in his bed in the morning. You know, like that's
Yeah, it's excellent.
You don't know that song? Oh, girl.
That's a good song, but that's exactly true. That's exactly true. So
song.
if we don't recognize it, that's on us if we stay in something like that. So there's a few more, but we'll do one more, and then, you know, like I said, keep the questions coming, you guys. We'll cover them off in future shows. How to tell my parents that they're suffocating me.
Mom, you're suffocating me.
Oh, that was direct and to the point.
I mean,
and didn't even
sometimes you
hesitate.
just gotta, like,
Wow.
hit them with the horns, you know?
I'm telling you. That's interesting, though. So I know who asked me that question, and it's never, I don't think it's ever easy to basically sit down or stand up in front of your parents or one of them to say, you know what, love you guys, but I can't. Like I'm just feeling very suffocated, or I'm not feeling like, you know, I have my own identity or what have you. And you know what, I think that, this is what I think, that not being open about how you feel is a lot worse than liberating yourself through your feelings and allowing your family, your parents to understand that they are, but talk it out. So hopefully, you know, they're aware too, because maybe they're not aware either. What do you guys think?
They may think they're just being there for you, but in reality, they're a little bit
Overbearing.
over the
Yeah.
top
Little
when it comes to
overbearing.
being there for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Smidge, you know,
Yeah.
a little bit.
But there are some parents that actually also live through their children, right? If they haven't actually maybe, you know, fulfilled some of their dreams, they may actually use their kids to and that's not really good either. But
Yes,
it happens
yes.
a lot, so they want their kids to fulfill their dreams.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And
That's
so
right.
they, you know, they take on this really kind of almost obsessive behavior with the
Yes,
children because
yes.
they want so badly to realize their dreams through their children.
It's a lot of
And,
pressure.
A lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure. So Alessia says, oh, it also depends on the feelings towards each other. That has to do with the question about taking back
Yeah.
an ex. Yeah, for sure. Hi, Domenica. How are you? Thank you for joining. Brandon says trading time with someone is trading a piece of the good people would make good use of would make the wrong people. Sorry, Brandon, would make good use of it. The wrong people will take it away. Be careful who you give your time and life to. That is so true. Jimmy says, great voice. Yes, Julia,
Oh,
great
thank
voice.
you.
Doris says, nice voice. Yep, keep going. Ramsey says, be like fam and chill a little bit.
Yeah, be like fam. Chill a little bit.
Chill a little bit. So, okay, guys, we want to talk to Shelly about her cape. But before we do that, we want to do a shout out to John Quinn. Hi, John Quinn. He joined last week. I hope he's on the show tonight. Maybe not, because I know he had a big event happening tonight. He's from the UK. You guys remember, John and I are connections online, and we are both mental health advocates. And I want to mention John because he's got this great organization in the UK, and it's called Eternal Balance. And Eternal Balance is all about, obviously, positive well-being. And one of the primary focuses is mentally healthy workplaces. And I'm very passionate about that. I know a lot of others are passionate about that.
Yep.
And folks like Donna, who's watching tonight, and Shelley and others, this is, like I said, an ongoing topic. And I'm really excited because John and Eternal Balance, we're hoping is going to land in Canada in 2020. So, you know, looking forward to collaborating and to be a real strategic partner there, because I think there needs to be a lot more vocabulary and a lot more action around promoting mental health, whether we're in our homes, in the workplace, and everything, you know, everywhere in between, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing I did want to mention, John and I wrote this down because I wanted to make sure that I got it word for word. He was putting together a bit of a presentation, and we were talking about what the word discrimination meant to us. Okay. And he told me what he thought about it, and then he asked me what I thought about it. And this is what I wrote. Okay. Closing the walls on human connections that can allow ourselves and others to prosper in our personal lives, our professional lives, placing barriers on the ability to share our voices individually and as a community. negative energy compounds to altitudes that will be difficult to come down from. That's what I said. And that, for me, as soon as I kind of got the question, that's what it meant. You know, like this negative energy, but the negative energy it can do so much damage to our mental and emotional well-being. So I guess the message there is we need to love each other, we need to be kinder to each other, and we need to ensure that we are not, doing anything that we wouldn't want to be done to ourselves.
Yes.
So as a segue, Shelley, when I first met her and she took the stage at Momendes last year, I had a very emotional experience watching her, because she got on there and she talked about her little cape when she was 11, I believe. And the high heels is just an added bonus with the wine later on, because she's got this fantastic brand online and offline. But I wanted you to just spend a couple of minutes talking about, if you don't mind, that moment in your life and how that set you kind of moving forward to where you are right now.
So I was going to wear my cape tonight, but my favorite t-shirt, my cape is in the wash.
It's a killer cape. Like, it's really
It is killer. So I didn't talk about my story for a long time, even though it is so related to what I do now. In fact, that incident back when I was a child has everything to do with what I do now.
Yeah.
My work with LinkedIn, LinkedIn training. So when I was younger, I was a public speaker. I loved being on stage. I loved getting awards. I loved getting applause. And I loved speaking. And I used to find these really profound, messages. And I don't even know where they came from. But all I know is that they used to come to me and everybody would be surprised. And they'd say, how did you come up with that? So this particular time, I actually was doing, I was going into a competition, and my speech was on empathy, actually, and it was called, being in somebody else's shoes. And my mother had asked me at that point, before the competition, I know it's your birthday, and the competition is just a few days after, what would you like to have? And I said, definitely a pair of red heels, and I want them shiny.
Like Dorothy.
I guess, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You had the power all along.
Yeah.
You just didn't
I
know
wanted
it
a
at
wand
that
too, but anyway.
So
exactly, I wanted it all. So I did get a really great pair of shoes, and that day I was practicing my speech. I got up, I had my dress on, my red shoes. I actually walked down the street because I only lived about a half a kilometer away from the school. Grew up in a little place in New Brunswick called Jacket River, and hide all my Jacket River peeps. I think there's a lot on Facebook, but it's where I come from and very proud of it. So walked down and I was getting ready to do this speech, and as I got up, had a few cue cards, and not intending to use them, but just there for safety purposes.
Yeah.
And I got up, and there was a whole audience just in front of me, and I looked out in the audience and just ready to talk about, empathy. And I got there and I, was ready, and I had this big smile on my face. I could even feel it. And but just before I was about to say something, my bully in row 3 decided to yell out something, and actually it was a little song, and it was more about, Shelley, Belly, and it just, it was a little song, and it was, it just threw me off. I didn't even begin my speech. I got all sweaty. I remember just dropping the cue cards. I remember just wanting to get out of there. And so my cards fell to the floor. I looked over and I could see my coach on the left of me looking at me and not knowing what to do, but she put her hands down to tell me it was okay. I needed her okay. I needed it to be okay before I ran off the stage. And then I just ran off the stage, and as I was running off the stage in the back to get to my classroom, my left shoe kind of like spit out from under my foot, and I just went right down, and I think my shoe must have ended up, underneath the stage. I don't know where that shoe ever went. So I picked up my other shoe, my right shoe, ran off to my classroom, got my jacket, and took off up the street back home, and got in the door and was teary-eyed, and my mother was actually there watching me, and I actually took off without her. So she was actually running behind me on the street and yelling at me, but I wasn't paying any attention to her because I was so wrapped up in my own emotions. And finally we got to the house, and I just turned around and I said, number one, I never want another pair of red shoes again. Definitely not high heels. And then I said, and I'm never speaking in public again. And then I ran to my room, and I don't think I ate for 2 days. I certainly didn't go to school for a couple of days, and that really affected me. I lost my voice basically at that time, and I think it even affected how I decided to grow both personally and professionally.
Right.
For sure, I had body image problems. Still do at times, but I had that, and I think it stayed with me.
Yeah.
And then I also had the idea that I just couldn't be what I wanted to be. And so when I actually got into young adulthood and went to university, it was really funny because I just thought, I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to be a teacher like everybody else is in my family, because that's what they expect of me anyway. I'm not going to speak. I'm not going to go further in public speaking. I'm not going to do those things because I just wasn't meant to.
What made you feel that you weren't meant to? Because at that point you felt defeated, deflated, you felt dejected from that experience, and so you were like, I'm not going back to that. That was just too traumatic for me. I'm just going to pursue this because it's safer, and because I know that eventually you got back up on that stage.
Yes, so I don't even think it had any to do with anything like believing in my capabilities as a speaker. I actually had already achieved that very young in my life,
Right.
several years earlier.
Right.
But I decided that it wasn't meant for me to speak because I didn't have the image to go along with it.
Right.
So
right.
I just wasn't, or whatever that image was. What was the image? I don't know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I guess I just didn't have the image, and I allowed that bully's idea of, to kind of affect or kind of tell me what that image maybe should be without
Right.
really knowing it.
Right.
Yeah.
But
So-
then she got back on the stage. She got a bigger cape. She got bigger heels. And whenever she speaks, you guys have to check her out. It is very, very powerful. And I know talking about those things is not easy.
No.
But I think that we've all, in some way or another, have had a bully or bullies in our life. And we talked about it last week.
Yes.
And we talked about, ironic that your topic was on empathy, because we also talked about, while it can be so enraging to think that people can actually treat other people like that, there's a deep-rooted reason, where is it coming from? So we show empathy for the very bully that brings us to a place that's very unpleasant, right? But you really thrived as a result. I know it took you some time later. Do you know what I mean? But we're proud of you.
Yeah. Can we get a round of applause for Shelley?
I'm so glad that she's here because
Thank you.
she's not going, okay, please stop with the background. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So guys, we are at 9:20, and we went a little longer tonight because we did have special guest Shelly here tonight. So before we wrap up, we just want to check out some of the comments. I think I got everyone. Kayla says, I'm from the same hometown as Shelly and have become good friends with her parents by chance and visit her mom often. Since then, I have been following her on social media and thinks what she does is great in big caps. I'm hoping to get hoping to get the chance to meet her when she comes back to East Coast to visit.
Oh, thanks, Kayla.
That's really nice.
That's
Oh, Jimmy says, and regarding the other question, would you lie to your partner so it won't hurt his or her feelings, or would you tell the truth and hope you won't break up? So that's a question.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's asking, like, would you lie to not to hurt their feelings, or would you be honest and still hope that it'll, the relationship is strong enough to withstand the honesty? I guess it really depends on what the honest conversation is. I don't know, like.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I would tell them the truth no matter what.
I think I would too.
No matter what it is, like
Would you want to hear the truth as well?
Honestly, I think honesty is the number one policy. No, but to tell somebody that, yeah, sure, it's really hard, and you don't want to
Yes.
hurt their feelings.
Yes.
But it's better to have them, let's say, find out or hear it from you than from somebody else,
Yes.
for sure.
That's true.
And also, like, if you tell them the truth, and let's say you guys break up, I mean, then was it really meant to be? Like,
That's very true.
I mean,
That's very true.
people go through things together in life, so I mean, there's either it's okay, like, let's try to work this out.
Yes.
And then there's that, dolphin sounds to cover any kind of language.
Now, somebody said to me, Marla, like, honestly, like, everything's good except this fascination of pineapples on the pizza has got to go. I don't know. I'd be conflicted about that.
Thank you.
Next. So I just wanted to say, Wayne Bennett says, awesome job, ladies. Thank you, Wayne. Doris, clap emojis. Thank you so much. Jimmy, there are situations in life that we need to pass that will make us stronger in life, and our stories will help others to grow as well. Absolutely. Ramsey says, good job, ladies. So this brings us to the point in the show. Final thoughts. Okay, Shelly, as our special guest, you go first. What's your final thought for this evening? You can
Say anything you want.
Yeah, pretty much anything goes. Yeah.
Well, I just want to say that, one of the messages that I want to pass through from my own story is just, we have these times that come, that we have, whether it's in our childhood or whether it's when we're an adult. And I just want to say that if I hadn't gone through that, I would not be where I am today.
Yeah.
LinkedIn and high heels wouldn't be where it is. I wouldn't be where I am, and I wouldn't be speaking, because that's really my brand.
Yes.
And it comes from that place. So if any of you are experiencing a downer, or you're going through a barrier, I'm going to break out in song. Malay. Oh, I love that song. Just remember, it will make you stronger.
Absolutely.
And,
absolutely.
And I can't say more than that, because honestly, if I can get through it and do what I do now, then anybody can.
Amen.
Amen. Yes.
Oh,
love Shelly.
The lion sleeps away.
Oh, I'm doing the acoustic version.
The lion
We are doing a karaoke segment.
I don't know the lyrics, guys. Na, 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 na. The
Okay,
lion
my final
sleeps
thought
tonight.
for the evening is
What?
it's our second. I know you guys keep going. Like, this is great. It's mood music.
I'm coming in with a lion costume next week.
This is our second episode, and if you guys have been at both episodes, you are going to see that we laugh and we get emotional and we sing and we talk about all kinds of things, pizza and toppings and love of music and some deeper conversations. But the whole point of this platform is really to bring home the themes of acceptance and kindness and community and support, and that we are all in it together, because the struggle is real, and we are really trying to open up the platform so people will feel comfortable to talk about anything that they want, that there is absolutely nothing that no one has heard of or would be shocked about, because you know what? Life is life. And so we're really glad that you guys tuned in. Thank you so much again. And we'll be back here next Thursday night, same time, same channel. But before we go, Julia, final thought.
I mean, I said it all tonight.
You said a few no thanks, which I thought were very good. Anything else you'd like to talk about?
Other than, don't forget to send your no thanks moments. We're going to share them, feature them, and make fun of them. And we're going to also and share your stories, ask us questions, anything that you're dying to know.
And next week's episode, we are going to have a segment on Tinder tales and online dating. And I have a few, and I will try and do my best to cover them all off without getting too graphic.
And make your questions juicy, okay? Embarrass us. This is why we're here.
I'm
for
sorry,
your entertainment.
Us?
Embarrass her.
Never mind.
Why we're here.
No.
Okay?
Oh, I did say it's an open platform. Anyway, on that note, you guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. And that's it. Cue the music. I think we have music. Thank you, guys.